The Sermon on the Mount is a collection of teachings by Jesus Christ, recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, chapters 5 to 7. It is considered one of the most significant and comprehensive outlines of Christian ethics. Here is a summary of its key components. Beatitudes, Matthew chapter 5 verses 3 to 12. Jesus begins with the Beatitudes, a series of blessings that highlight the values of humility, mercy, purity, and peace. Each beatitude starts with, "Blessed are," and describes the spiritual rewards for those who embody these virtues. Salt and light, Matthew chapter 5 verses 13 to 16. Jesus tells his followers that they are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. He emphasizes their role in influencing and illuminating the world through their good deeds. Fulfillment of the law, Matthew chapter 5 verses 17 to 20. Jesus states that he has come to fulfill the law and the prophets, not to abolish them. He calls for a higher standard of righteousness than that of the scribes and Pharisees. Moral teachings, Matthew chapter 5 verses 21 to 48. Jesus expands on various aspects of the Mosaic law, offering deeper moral insights. Murder, equates anger with murder and urges reconciliation. Adultery, warns against lustful thoughts and promotes fidelity. Divorce, condemns divorce except on grounds of sexual immorality. Oaths, advises against swearing oaths, advocating for honesty. Retaliation, encourages turning the other cheek and loving one's enemies. Religious practices, Matthew chapter 6 verses 1 to 18. Jesus teaches about the proper attitudes towards religious practices. Almsgiving, should be done secretly, not for show. Prayer, introduces the Lord's Prayer as a model and advises private, sincere prayer. Fasting, should be done without outward signs of suffering. Trust in God, Matthew chapter 6 verses 19 to 34. Jesus addresses issues of wealth and worry. Treasures in heaven, encourages storing up spiritual, not material, treasures. Dependence on God, advises against worrying about material needs, emphasizing trust in God's provision. Judging others, Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 to 6. Jesus warns against hypocritical judgment and encourages self-reflection before criticizing others. Ask, seek, knock, Matthew chapter 7 verses 7 to 12. He assures that God responds to those who earnestly seek Him and introduces the golden rule, do to others what you would have them do to you. Narrow and wide gates, Matthew chapter 7 verses 13 to 14. Jesus describes the path to life as narrow and difficult, while the path to destruction is wide and easy. True and false prophets, Matthew chapter 7 verses 15 to 23. He warns about false prophets and stresses the importance of recognizing them by their fruits. Wise and foolish builders, Matthew chapter 7 verses 24 to 27. Jesus concludes with a parable comparing those who act on His words to a wise builder with a solid foundation and those who do not to a foolish builder on shifting sand. The Sermon on the Mount encapsulates the core of Jesus' ethical teachings, emphasizing internal righteousness, sincere devotion, and the values of the kingdom of heaven.